Blarla. Hello peeps and welcome to a brand new short series where we are covering a game called Foundation. It's currently in a closed alpha and I have access because I kickstarted it. It is going to be going to an open alpha on the 26th of June, which is a Tuesday, I believe. But again, I think it's only going to be available if you are a certain level in the original Kickstarter. But I thought that we would take a look. It's very, very early. Okay, there's not loads in the game. There's no balancing that's going on or anything like that. And there's no real HUD to speak of. You know, it's just very, very basic. But it allows us to see, you know, what they're thinking in this game, you know, and it looks great, and I think it's already starting to sound amazing, and you'll see what I mean when we start building our little town. It's made by Polymorph Games, and this version that we're going to be playing with in this short series is 0.1.35.c. And we shall play more seriously this in the future because I am seriously liking the look of this game. We have a huge world map at the moment. It's a huge place, and there are various different places that you can pick to start about the place. But I've decided that I'm going to start here because I was playing it. I played it a little bit, and when I played it, I didn't get to mess around with iron, and this is a new thing. Right, relatively new. So, and there's not many of these little deposits around. So I've picked an area quite close to iron. What we also want to bear in mind is that our early food production is going to come from these little mushrooms here. We'll be able to gather those for food. And then we've got a little stone deposit here and lots of trees for wood. So this is a really good place. This is also a good place because again, we've got a little bit of food, a little bit of stone and wood and that. But of course, I'm keen to have a look at what's going on here. And look, there's more food, more trees. Oh my god, it just looks amazing. And then we can also expand here and get all that goodness as well. You know, just keep it going. But I think we'll start here. Buy this land, it's free. We'll add to your royal taxes absolutely nothing at all. Fantastic. So here we go. Let's get started. I've actually paused this. Oh my god, you have a new quest. Build a village centre. This is our build menu up here. This hammer for the time being, like I say, it's all pretty simple at the moment. Village centre. They're just a bunch of boxes. We've got this tilt shift type of perspective in this game. Where do we want this? Where do we want our village centre? Knowing that we're going to be doing a bit of production up and around here. Maybe our early housing could be here, so it might be that we put our town centre. I don't know, guys. Do you know, I might put it around here. I'll possibly see why the dilemma later. So we can see here, look. Oh, we got some guys here. We've got some peeplings. Quest complete. Build a village centre. 7 new buildings unlocked. You have a new quest. Reach a weekly profit of 500. So we've got a bunch of buildings here. We can build and a little clue of what's to come. And we also have little peeplings. Look, he's 19 years old. Henry. Happiness. Not very happy at all. Newcomer. Looking to fill my needs. He doesn't have any food or water. So there we are. Alright, so we've got all these little villagers here. Marjorie. Agnes. Right. So we've got our village centre. Beautiful. Now we're going to need... We need to build things and gather stuff up here. Look, we've got some money, wood, tools, berries. So let's get started. What we need to do... I think... Oh, do you know what? We want to get into gathering, right? My whole... I think it's control. That's it. And then move the mouse. It actually... Look. Like this. And you can place it any way you want. So I think we're going to place that up there. And then we need somebody to build it. So let's pick Henry here and say, hey, be a builder. And off he goes. So he's grabbed the basic resources that we brought with us, a bit like in Banished, and off he goes to start building. And we can see here it takes 10 wood and it takes 5 tools. Henry is assigned to the construction, and you can prioritise it as well. Prioritise building construction, or pause it, or demolish it, whatever takes your fancy. So we've got that going. We're going to need food, so gathering hut, which these buildings are so lovely. I just love these buildings, and sort of the free-form sort of building that we have available to us as well is also nice. So I think I'm going to stick that there. There we go. Shall we make this dude here, Pierre, a builder as well? He can help out. So that'll be food. This will be stone. And what you also have to do, in fact, actually, we'll do that in a moment. Let's get the woodcutters as well. So I think we might put the woodcutters near this lodge here, like that. And you'll notice that they start creating paths as well. Can you see it's just starting to wear away the grass just a little bit along here, and him going back and forth. They start creating their own paths, which I just love. Absolutely love it. Now, what they'll need is they won't know where to gather their resources from. So we've got this paint development zones, residential, extraction, and forbidden land. So from our extraction, we're going to say, hey, you can extract the food from there. You can extract the stone from here, but we're also going to encompass this and say, chop down all these trees. Right? You can chop all these trees down. Be my guest. So this is their extraction zone. So you can, you know, so if I had an area forest that I didn't want them to chop down, I just don't highlight it blue. Bob's your uncle. There we go. Now, you're probably thinking, well, they're going to chop down the trees, but eventually the trees will run out. Yeah, it's true. That will happen, which is why you need to expand your land to chop down new trees. Later on in the game, you can build, I suppose, the equivalent of a forester's lodge and say, replant trees in this area and stuff like that. So it comes up later, but for the moment, no. And then we also want residential, so I'm going to stick residential. Now, because you don't place residential housing. You don't do this in Foundation. No, what you do is you zone an area and you say, you build your houses anyhow you like in that zone, in that area, you know. Go nuts. Go bleeding nuts. What else can we build? So, a sawmill we're interested in, the warehouse we are interested in, market. So, we want them to be able to sell the food at market that's being gathered. So we'll build a market stall. They need water. We noticed actually when we looked at them that they need water and it's unfulfilled as well as food. So, ooh, and look, buildings are getting completed. So we want to gather stones. So we can have up to 5 workers, but for now, because look, we've got a little list here of our current people. And you see we've got 2 builders. So I've made Walter here a stone cutter. Another way you can do it is I could also get this person who, Alan, and I could say, you know what, I would like you to be a woodcutter. So you can do it directly from the resident, or if you're not bothered who's working there, you can just assign and it'll just pick one, right? So that's great. And then we'll not you, assign a trader. Now sometimes they can get stuck like this, and I've noticed if you just unassign them, they tend to get unstuck and run away, right? There we go. In fact, we probably don't need 2 builders, to be fair. Yeah, we don't need 2 builders. There we go. Okay. What else have we got? The sawmill. So the sawmill will allow us to process wood into planks. It might be a little bit early for that, but we're going to do all the same. Because we're going to want to build a warehouse. And to build a warehouse, we are going to need planks. It's a thing. How do I want to build this? I think we might build it here. Like that. There we go. I didn't build the well, did I? I should probably do that. Could build it. Should build it sort of in the town centre. Bit like that. There we go. There we go. Because I am interested in building a warehouse, but it does take 15 planks. as well as stone. You see? And I think we will plop it down there, ready, so they can build it as soon as they're able to do so. Now what we'll do, I think we'll assign, you can have up to 3 workers here on food, and I think we will do that because we had spare people, and we could do with the grubs, right? We could absolutely do with the grubs. It's very, very low. And then maybe that spare person we could put on wood gathering. Here we go. And now everybody's got a job. Isn't that great? And then we're at speed 2. We're building a bit of everything. I like this. Let's... No? This up here? There we go. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. And listen to these sounds. Look at this game. Oh, how nice is that? It's really satisfying. I love listening to this game. It's just lovely. But there is in-game music, but it's very occasional plinky plonky sort of guitar, atmospheric type, which is nice. But I'm going with the old school funk, just so that we have continuous music in the background to accompany these lovely in-game sounds, which I just think sound amazing. And look, the game looks and sounds great, and it's in such early development. How have they done that? How have they done that? How's that happened? A new quest: build a lord of the manor. I can't do that. Can't do that. Ooh, so we need somebody to work at the sawmill. What we'll do, I think, is unassign one of these guys and assign him there. There we go. So that we can start producing planks, which means we'll then be able to build the warehouse. Because we want to build the warehouse. And look, we've got a little clue of what's to come. It's so exciting, so exciting. Look at the gatherers. And we've got it on speed 2, so we can slow it down to normal speed. And can you see how the paths are forming? The paths are forming as they walk. Hello, Pierre. Oh, Catherine. Hello, Catherine. Look at the gatherers. Don't think it's like they're milking the grass. You see that? It's like they're milking the grass. It's really, really weird. So level 0, produce 1 food per cycle. Right, so all this for 1 bit of food. But it seems that the more they do it, look, this green bar goes up. And then I guess the better at the job that they become, and then they gain more resources per cycle, I guess. I mean, that works, doesn't it? That sounds good. So what is this? We completed building a well. Your villagers have reached a new status, surf. And we've unlocked 4 new buildings, which seems to be the sheep farm, weaver, clothes market. The wooden gate is just a... You can build, look, small stone walls, small stone wall, light, wooden wall, large stone wall. But you don't build them as such. At the moment, they're just sort of just plonk down, just plonk them straight down, and they exist. You probably won't bother with that. At least not for a while. Hey, we're going to build a bit of everything, get the town up and running, see what's available in the game at the moment. Then we'll stick a wall around it and call it quits for this. Because like I say, just a short series to see what's going on in this game. Let's see here. So we've got a bit of food starting up. And some basic resources so we can build things. They're starting to build houses, as you can see here, just off from the market. But we are going to want to be able to produce clothes for them as well, right? We want clothes for them. So where should we stick? Where should we stick? This is our sheep farm. Look at it. How cool is this building? How cool is this building? I think it's very cool. I don't know if I want to put it right on the village thingamajiggy like that. Let's see, how big is it? Oh, I suppose we could stick it in here, couldn't we? Should we stick it in there? I don't know if I want to. But I guess that's what's going to happen. Maybe we'll put the back of it. Because we've got things that we can do to decorate this later. Make it look pretty. We've got a weaver's hut because we're going to want to put the clothes market as well here. Look, a little, so they can sell clothes. And then there's a weaver's hut as well, which we can't afford at the moment. Look, a weaver's hut, which we'll get down probably near where we're going to construct our sheep farm. You know. Oh look. Our warehouse is up and running. Let's assign somebody to there. We're going to accept everything. But in a bit like Pharaoh or Caesar, if you've ever played that, you get to control what resources go in which warehouse. The upkeep cost of a warehouse is 5. They're quite expensive, particularly this early into the game. So I'm just going to let them accept everything into the warehouse for now. But eventually it could be a good idea that if you have an area that concentrates heavily on producing say clothes, then it would be really good to you know, get wool and clothes in one warehouse near where you keep all the stuff where you're producing your wool and your clothes. You know, in a warehouse, if you're gathering in loads of food because it's surrounded with farmland, which we'll get into, then you may want a warehouse nearby that just accepts food, you know, stuff like that. So because you get into baking bread and all that sort of stuff, you know, and there's various stages before it ends up as bread. So a warehouse where it holds the wheat, the flour, the bread, they need a well nearby for the water when they're making the dough for the bread and all that sort of thing. You can have a warehouse dedicated to it so that everything's close by. Everything relevant is close by, right? And look, can you see? We have level 1 housing has been produced here. Look, provide shelter, level 1 housing, authorized to upgrade, yes, desirability, average, and that's who lives there. Look. This one, Catherine, no. And we can see that they just build the houses wherever they sort of feel like it in the designated zone. And they build as many houses as they deem necessary. And I like that. And as you can see, the paths to their doors start producing. Isn't it cool? Isn't it cool? I think it's so cool. I love it so much. I love it so much. I do. Now, we've got all the gatherers, don't we? Maybe we could give Jane a job as a stone cutter because that's relatively low. Mind you, so is wood. We could do with getting somebody to help Henry here on wood chopping, but that's fine because what they'll do, I think, is that they build more housing and then new villagers join, that sort of thing. I think is what happens. I think is how it works. But who are they? It says that 2 new. Oh look, here they come. Hello. When do they add to here? Transporter, Emma. Transporting goods all the time. There we go. So they come to the village centre and then that's good to know. Good to know, right? A building has been unlocked. What building? Lord Manor. Okay, we won't worry about that for the moment. So what we'll do, I think we'll stick one. Do you know what? We'll stick them both on producing wood, I think. Start getting this wood in. Can't do much without this sort of stuff. We seem to have lost all the tools as well. Look, we've used up all the tools already. This is terrible. This is terrible. I'm so bad. I am so bad at this. Obviously, we're going to call this place Peeping. This is Peeping. It's very small at the moment. Oh, we're going to have some sheepies. We're going to have some sheepies. We'll get into the Lord Manor a bit later. For now, let's concentrate on what we have. I mean, we only have one builder, and he's a very busy guy, right? Because he needs to build all these houses as well. He does. He does indeed. Most people are quite unhappy as well. I can see these. Oh, that person's happy. But lots of people are unhappy. Like our builder. Doesn't have clothes. You can see lodgings fulfilled, has water, has food, doesn't have clothes. Okay, well, bit by bit. We need to allow, I think, some time to get all these houses up. That might be nice. Yes, let's allow some time for them to build more housing here. Okay, so we've let him build up the houses that he had planned. More villagers have joined. So it says reach a weekly profit of 500, and so far, look, there we go, we've got 10. It does say here to unlock a trade route. These are like our quests up here, and build a Lord Manor. So unlock a trade route. We've got a little trade icon up here. And it takes us 20 planks to unlock it. We've got 57 at the moment. And this one looks good for us because they sell tools, bread, and marble, which we can't produce any of these things, and we definitely need tools right now. And they buy food, stone, and planks, which is perfect. So we're going to go with them. This other place sells coal, iron bars, and glass, and they buy wool and clothes. So this may come later, and it'll take 20 bread to open it. But for now, this trade route works really nicely for us, and then we've got our little trading screen here. So we are interested in selling food, of which we have plenty. Now, I have to be honest, I don't really understand what these sums mean at the moment. I think when a trader comes, he will buy 20 units of food, I think is how it works, for whatever their value is. I'm not entirely sure. This is not entirely clear to me at the moment, but this system is working. It does work. It's a little bit confusing at the moment. So we'll sell some planks because we do need the planks of wood. And what else do they buy? Stone as well. Stone. So you know what? We'll sell a little bit of stone as well. Nothing crazy. And what we want to do is primarily buy tools. And again, I'm not entirely sure on their value. Oh, it's here. So 10 gold. So what? A tool is 10 gold. Is that a bit expensive? That seems a bit expensive, doesn't it? And then we sell, and then what we sell is worth 2 gold each. So it's not really working out, is it? It's not really working out at all. But we'll work on it. We'll sort it out, right? We'll sort it out. You know, we'll work it out. We'll work it out as we go along, guys. Nobody's working at the clothes market, but that's fine. We're not producing any clothes at the moment. And we can see here, look, at our little market where Catherine works, that they've sold 12 food for 60 gold this week. So that's great. Now, our sheep farm is produced. At the moment, you just spawn sheep in. And I think you're only allowed to do 4 before it says, yeah, come on, don't abuse. So you can always remove 1. So there you go. At the moment, that's just how it works. It does for now, right? And Lily's going to work there, and she will start producing wool for us. And then, as we know, wool needs to then be produced into the clothes, but we need 200 gold. So we need to save up for our weaver's hut, which I'm probably just going to build somewhere around here. Look how cool this place is. Look how cool this place is. It's so awesome. So awesome, which we're probably going to keep quite close to all of this. So that's the point. Oh look, the extraction. The extraction zone is here. There we go. Weird noises, aren't they? Very weird noises. A little unsettling. Do you know what? We'll allow as well for them to start pulling all the trees out from here as well. We don't want to run out of wood, let's be honest. So we'll let them extract the wood from there. Oops. From there as well. Beautiful. We've still got plenty of residential space. So I'm still quite happy with that. Ooh, look. So it seems that maybe we've just sold a load because we just got a load of gold in. So what we'll do, well, we've got the money. Try and quickly get this down. Which way do we want to do it? I think we might do it a bit like this. It's very pokey, but I like pokey. Right. There we go. So they can get to work on that. And what was needed to build... There is a way of... There is. So they're going to need 20 stone. So we don't have enough stone yet. We've just bought the tools. We're working on the planks, but we are producing or getting what we need to get all this done. Let's see. We've got people that we can assign. I suppose we better leave. We've got one person available. Maybe we should leave that person available to work in here. And then I think we've got 2 new people coming. One person's going to need to work on the clothes market, leaving us with 1 spare. Now, do we want to put them on Sawmill? Do you know what? I think we might put them on stonework. We'll put 1 person on this market because... Oh, look. Is she shearing the sheep? She's milking the sheep. There we go. Milking the hair off the sheep. Excellent. They just wander around, it seems, the sheep. They wander around wherever they want. Nice basic animation there. And I guess they just chase them around the village and get their wool, of which we now have 11. Fantastic. And he did take all the tools to get this built. And we've now got enough planks, look, so he's going to probably go and grab all those. Still a little short on stone. But it's happening! Soon we'll be able to produce clothes. And what that may do is allow these buildings to start upgrading, because I'm not entirely sure what's needed. I'm not sure where to find the information out either. This is our territory. So you can see here, buy this land free. There's no real... You know what I mean? There's no real challenge to getting new land at the moment. I'd imagine that will change at some point, but it does say there that it'll add to the royal taxes of 10 gold. And at the moment we're losing money. But I'm thinking if we grab this, we could maybe look at this, although not yet, because the buildings, look, we don't have... It looks like the bakery and the farming is all coming next. Do you see what I mean? So maybe this one would be better for lots more wood, more food, more stone, you know. We've got food and food there. You know, how do we want to play it? Or we're going to be concentrating mostly on farmland. Do we want to buy this bit of land that's got no resources in it? Or do we still go for this one? It's hard to know. It's hard to know. To produce lots of food. Maybe then we could sell lots of food. Maybe. What should we do here? Lots of food and wood. Food, wood and stone. It's not like stone sells for loads more, is it? It's exactly the same. It's worth exactly the same as food. So if we produce just an insane amount of food, which from here we could, as well as get all this land, right? Wood as well as flat land. We could get loads of farmland back here, maybe. You know, along with gathering more mushrooms. What do we think? Or do I get this one? But this will be a problem for all the farmland, because this is nice and flat for farmland. Thinking maybe this one. I think we might buy that. There we go. We've done it. We did it, guys. We went for it. We just bleeding went for it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit that like button. As long as you are here, why not check out one of my delectable videos available? Feel free to come stalk me on social media and be sure to share this video with friends so even more may watch my schizwa. See you next time, peeps.